State in Austin Kotzer, who is dangerously close to setting a class scoring record in this tournament, but he is dealing with some injury issues. And a Sterling team, a little bit of a homecoming. Jimmy Motes returns to Lincoln, leading the Jets back to a place of prominence. The Jets won 3 titles in a 4-year span in the mid-90s. They are back in the title game behind that former Northeast Rocket and Creighton Blue Jay. We're coming back with the player introductions right after this.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear. And it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
Programming made possible by Time Warner Cable, supporting local educators by providing free cable connections to public, private, and parochial schools in our area. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job as an engineer for the Nebraska Public Power District is rewarding. My education and technical skills are used every day to help generate electricity for Nebraskans. And I feel good because I believe that what I do maintains the state's quality of life. NPPD is where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Ewing and Sterling are getting set for the D2 Boys Basketball Championship game. Ewing going for the grand slam, so to say, John.
Yeah, it is believed to be the first time that a team could win volleyball, girls basketball, football, and boys basketball all in the same academic year. Chance for history for the small town of Ewing. Let's meet the Tigers and the Jets. It's the D2 Championship here on 1011 and NET Sports.
Welcome to the Bob Devaney Sports Center for the Class D2 State Championship Games. Today's game features the Ewing High School Tigers versus the Jets of Sterling High School. And now, let's meet the players and coaches competing in today's game. First, the non-starters for the visiting team, the Ewing Tigers. Number 10, Jacob Rudolph. Number 11, Bo Fry. Number 21, Alex Hyde. Number 23, Chase Funk. Number 30, Colin Phelps. Number 33, Troy Tramer. And number 40, Zach Raymold. And now, the non-starters for the home team, the Sterling Jets. Number 12, Jake Wortley. Number 20, Clay Heusman. Number 32, Kyle Lomack. Number 40, Dalton Dreesen. Number 44, Colin Van Groningen. Number 50, Austin McGill. And number 54, Connor Malone. And now, the starting lineup for the Ewing Tigers. A 6'1" junior, number 3, Philip Tramer. A 6'1" junior, number 4, Josiah Switzer. A 5'11" senior, number 5, Brett Kotzer. a 6'4" junior, number 15, Austin Kotzer. And a 6'4" junior, number 34, Chad Roker. Head coach for the Tigers is Greg Appleby, assisted by Ed Johnson. And now your starting lineup for the Sterling Jets. A 6-foot junior, number 10, Jesse Solberg. A 5'9" senior, number 14, Brandon Naveen. A 6'2" senior, number 22, Jake Sada. A 6'5" senior, number 24, Will Wortley. And a 6'5" junior, number 34, Zach Lemka. Head coach for the Jets is Jimmy Moats, assisted by Luke Chadwell, Jerry Moats, and Luke Thompson. Today's game officials are Sean Flowers, Silvo Johnson, and Kevin Cook. And now, gentlemen, let's play basketball.
Well, the Ewing faithful know how to get here. They were here last week. They were here for football. They were here for volleyball. You know the drill. Ewing just one loss on the season. Sterling, a little bit shorter drive. As we mentioned, they won 3 out of 4 state titles back in the mid-90s, had fallen on hard times. Now Jimmy Moats has them back at the state tournament. As you look at the brackets and how they got here, Sterling taking out Falls City Sacred Heart, a team they crossed paths with many times through the season, while Ewing had a bit of a tough time with Hampton, knocking Jerry Eichhoff out of the state tournament and ending his brilliant 40-year coaching career as Nebraska's all-time winningest coach, and then picking up the win yesterday over Hayes Center as they try for the Grand Slam.
John, as you mentioned off the top, the Grand Slam being winning a state championship in football, volleyball, then boys and girls basketball. That's just a nice wave of talent in one school.
That's unbelievable, really, when you think about it. All the schools that are in Class D2, and to have the same group, and it is the same group of individuals performing well in both basketball, football, and volleyball, both girls and boys. Ewing wins the tip. They'll start with a basketball. From the top, 3 is on the way, and that one is short by Brett Kotzer. We will keep an eye on number 15, Austin Kotzer. Twisted his leg yesterday in the win over Hayes Center. He's number 15, standing at the free throw line for the team in black.
Yeah, that leg issue.
3 on the way, it's good. Brandon Naveen puts Sterling up quick, 3-0.
That leg issue with Kotzer, it's a bit of a chronic thing. They had it treated last night. Seems to be okay today, looked fine during warm-ups. They're not allowed to dunk in warm-ups, but if they were, he probably would have thrown a few downs. He was certainly well above the rim, so he looks just fine. I'm really excited to watch him. He leads all classes in terms of his scoring output this season at 28.1 points per game.
And as we mentioned, he's closing in on a state record. He has scored 77 points in this tournament. The scoring record, I'll look that up in a second, but I thought it was a little less than 100. We'll take a look, but first we've got a whistle and a foul. First foul of the game. That one's going to be called against Sterling. There you take a look at Austin Kotzer at 33 points on Thursday, 33 points on Thursday, 34 points yesterday. The individual scoring record in D2 is 98. Anthony Harms of Philly, ironically enough, the school that merged in became Freeman, just played in our last game. Well, Harms, in the last effort for the now defunct Philly High School, 98 points in the state tournament back in 1998. Here's Kotzer, long 2, and the rebound down to Sterling. Jets in the home whites. That was Jesse Salzberg, now up with a short 3, but the offensive board put back. And that'll be a foul, and free throws coming up for the Jets.
John, you just mentioned Freeman and how they played in the previous state championship game here today. If it wasn't for facing Freeman this season, Sterling would be 19-1. 3 of their 4 losses came to their neighboring school. They're about 7 miles apart. So Sterling, pretty impressive, 19-4 regular season. They picked up 2 more here at the state tournament, hoping for the most important and 3rd here in the title contest.
First free throw is short. Will Wordley misses both of them. Still 3-0 Jets, 90 seconds in. Jets in white, Ewing in the dark black with the orange.
Sterling with the basic man-to-man.
A look underneath and a power move up by Rokar, but no points. Now into the front court, it's Sahlberg. Sahlberg will run the show at guard, 6-point average, 2.1 rebounds per game. And now Sadoff back to Sahlberg.
That's how both these teams are trying to feel their way out here in the early goings. Not much offense on either side. Ewing now switching up to a zone defense.
And we'll see a lot of that. Ewing used that very efficiently 2 days ago against Hampton in the 10-point victory. We'll see a lot of 1-3-1. Near steal there by Brandon Naveen, but here comes Austin Kotzer into the front court. Tramer.
Zach Lemke, he has the dubious task of trying to contain Kotzer. He's going to get a workout today. Kotzer moves all over the floor, can definitely score in the post. He's got a good shot and can hit from the perimeter as well.
Foul is on 34, Chad Rokar. That's the second foul of the game against the Tigers. And now substitution coming in, it's Chase Funk. Sterling with the initial 3 from Naveen, and that's it so far in the first 2.5 minutes. Naveen will look for someone to throw it to. Instead, they're playing way out from beyond the basket. 1-3-1 zone. We'll see that a lot today from Ewing.
Sterling is just trying to get the basketball inside the three-point arc. They're operating so far away from the hoop.
There's a cutter underneath. Nice pass, no finish. Offensive board and a putback, no. And it was last touched by Ewing. Good recognition underneath. Sterling's going to move around and show a lot of motion.
Sadoff just slipped right behind that 1-3-1 zone. Had a clean look from point-blank range. Just didn't go down.
Inbound coming in. Retrieved by Sadoff. Thrown away in the corner, but last touched by Ewing. Bit of a slow start by Ewing, averaging 71 points a game. Sterling a little more defensive-minded at 56-point offensive average, allowing just 42. Both teams very equal in terms of their defensive efforts. Traveling is called. And a turnover against the Jets. Now the Jets will bring pressure in the backcourt. Getting it away. Here's Brett Kotzer all the way in himself. Layup good. Basket and foul. Count it.
Tough foul by Sadoff. It looked like he was trying to get his position. You just see the upper body. It shifts just a little bit. I don't know. That's pretty debatable. That could have gone either way.
We'll take
this
one
might
more
be
look.
A better look.
Well, he just moved into position. That's always the toughest call for the official. Is it the charge? Is it the block?
It's bang, bang, especially in that instance, because like you mentioned, John, he had just set his feet and established himself.
Free throw coming up for Brett Kotzer.
They hadn't given Ewing the points on the scoreboard just yet. That was the holdup before the free throw.
Well, no debating now. We're tied up at 3. 3 minutes into the game. You'll see Kotzer playing out on the point defensively. And there's the steal. Here comes Kotzer. Oh, he had it stripped. Sahlberg took it away. And what's the call? Tie up?
Jump ball. That was a great job by Sahlberg getting back defensively after the turnover. Just got his hands in there, was able to disrupt Kotzer on the way up. Excellent play.
Good play, and Kotzer pulled up. I thought he was going to take it strong to the hole. Not sure if he did that because of where Sterling was on the floor or because if that leg injury factored in somewhere. Only he knows for sure. Either way, on the tie-up, it's Sterling basketball. Blocking, they got too much of the body there. I believe that's going to go against Josiah Switzer. And it will. That'll be the 5th team foul against Ewing. We'll take a look at it again.
A lot of black jerseys around there. but still went up with the ball, draws the foul.
Correction on the scoreboard, that's 4 team fouls on Ewing. Free throws coming up, and the first one down by Jacob Wordley. 5'9" sophomore.
A sophomore, a lot of youth on this Sterling team. Only a few seniors.
Well, Jimmy Motes said he liked his youth. Got a lot of young players. He was encouraged by what the future may hold. Well, they're in the state championship game here today. Nice dribble around, opening up an open mid-range jumper. Rebound tipped out. And Kotzer nearly lost it. Gets it back. And the carry. Defensive pressure applied by Jesse Sahlberg. And the carry and the turnover against the Tigers. We played exactly halfway in this first quarter. Sterling 4-3.
Live coverage of the 2009 NSAA State High School Basketball Championships is brought to you in part by Nebraska Relay, a service that facilitates telephone conversations between Nebraskans who are deaf, hard of hearing, or speech impaired, and friends, family, and businesses. To connect, dial 711 or visit NebraskaRelay.com. Brought to you by Nebraska Furniture Mart in Omaha, with 450,000 square feet of furniture, flooring, appliance, and electronics bargains all in one store. It's worth the trip. Southeast Community College offers more than 50 technical and academic transfer programs. Train for a new skill or retrain for an existing one. SCC provides hands-on learning.
Alongside Kevin Suits, our sideline reporter Dan Hedman, I'm John Bishop. Welcome back to the Devaney Center. Second of 6 state championship games in this 2009 Boys State Basketball Championships. Class D2 Sterling by 1 as these two teams feeling each other out at the moment. Kotzer with the huge block on Worley.
That's a little flash of his athleticism.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Got great leaping ability.
He's got some serious ups. He had a couple of big slams in the Thursday game.
Also a great receiver on the football field. I believe he had 3 touchdowns in their title game this past year.
Chase Funk with the steal. Ewing basketball trying for their first lead. Low scoring game. A little bit out of Ewing's style right now. Give underneath. Nice patience. Really good patience by Austin Kotzer. Waiting for the defense to commit, then going up strong.
Ewing has the early 5-4 lead. Sterling really yet to settle in offensively on this half of the floor.
Yeah, they had
some trouble with this 1-3-1.
They had the 1-3, but that's really it. Long 2. Missed by Lemka. Put back up. Yes. Jake Wertley for 2, and Sterling's back up by 1. Patience. That ball was partially rejected by the bottom of the rim. However, off the rebound, Lemka was standing on the baseline. Turnover goes back to Ewing. Five-second count is on. There's the give, and no. Nice play, Tramer, Switzer working together, but Switzer's layup didn't have enough on it. Sterling by 1, looking for the backdoor cut underneath to Lomack. And Ewing back quickly on defense. Both teams very athletic. They will move. Very active with their hands, and that Ewing 1-3-1 is very solid defense. Lomack. Oh, look at that. The awkward bank. I don't even think that hit off the square.
That was a lesson in geometry.
Absolutely.
Don't know exactly the angle that was taken there, but somehow it went down off the window.
And Kotzer comes back with 2 on his end. And Ewing close it to 9-7. Well, Jimmy Motes had said before the game, Sterling through the year, not the best of three-point shooting teams, but they had really warmed up during the state tournament. Well, they've hit a couple here early on here this morning. Getting close to noontime here, under 2 minutes to go in the first. Drive in, good patience by Womack, and count the basket.
Womack is really a fearless player. On the three, he caught the ball and just went up with it with a lot of confidence. Same situation here when he goes down low. Off the drive, shows a lot of confidence getting in there. He knows that he's going to be outnumbered in the post. About 3 black jerseys around him. Still goes up with it. Chance at a three-point play.
Womack on the season averages 5 points and a single rebound. Leading scorer on this team by average is Zach Lemke, who averages nearly 14 points a game, but so far Lemke's been held scoreless, does have 3 rebounds. Sterling up by 5, under 2 minutes to play. Long pass, and that's a turnover. Sterling with good defense. A look underneath. Womack can't handle it, but it's tracked down by Will Wertley.
Womack wanted it in the corner. They got it to him just a split second too slow.
And off the turnover, here come the Tigers. Brett Kotzer shouting out instructions. Kotzer, the brother of Austin Kotzer. They've worked very well together. A drive in, and that's going to be a travel. Good baseline defense by Sterling, forcing the turnover. That's number 5 against the Tigers. With 1:13 left, watch it again.
Yeah, Lemke was moving just a little bit, perhaps.
No foul, though.
Bodying up with him, that's one way you're going to have to rattle Ewing a little bit. Play aggressive defense.
Lemke. Nice soft touch. Sterling has doubled up Ewing here in the first quarter. And that's the first 2 for the big 6'5" Zach Lemke. Just a junior.
Quick turnaround here by the Jets, too. Took them a while to get going, but once they have, they've taken over.
Another awkward bank off the high glass. Chase Funk for 3. So the glass being pretty friendly here in the Devaney Center in this D2 championship. Less than 30 to go here in the opening period. Jimmy Moats signaling for 1 shot. Sterling will reverse it. 3 on the way. Off, no good. Still plenty of time for Ewing to come back. 8 seconds. Through the lane. Kotzer, no. 2 seconds. Who will come up with it? Sterling does. No harm, no foul. First quarter's in the books here in Class D2. Sterling 14, Ewing 10 on 10-11 and NET Sports.
Did you know 1 out of 4 Nebraska high school students took their first drink before the age of 13? Parents, enough is enough.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. You have to be a pain, in a good way. Find someone to help you, like a mom, a dad, a teacher, or a coach. Just keep asking until you find someone who will. There were adults in my life who helped me take the right classes in high school, apply for scholarships, and research colleges. Thanks to them, I made it to college. And so can you. You just have to ask someone for help. This is one time it's okay to be a pain.
Momentarily together, and now Brett dribbles across the timeline. Austin Kotzer with the 4 points in the first period, averaging 28. A look inside, and that block, a little too much of the body for Zach Lemke. That'll be a foul on Lemke, which is his first, team foul number 4 against the Jets, and that will send Rokar to the free throw line. Chad Rokar, 6'4" junior, averaging 4 points and 3 rebounds a game.
A lot of body on that sequence. Lemko got the basketball, swatted it away, but I believe the officials blew the whistle based on the contact down low.
Greg Appleby and Ed Johnson coaching the Tigers. You took a look there on the Ewing bench a moment ago. Second free throw is good, and we're down to a 2-point game. Sterling was up 14-7. 5-0 run here by the Tigers at the end of the first, start of the second.
Ewing staying in this 1-3-1 zone defense. It almost seems like Sterling's a little unsure what to do at the point of attack.
Entry pass in, and Lemke's fouled. Well, the thing about that 1-3-1, though, is it allows a lot of activity to develop along the baseline if you can get the ball through all the hands. That's the 3 in the 1-3-1. You got to get it past those hands first. Take some creative passing and some very decisive passing to do that. Sterling's able to execute that a couple of times here so far this afternoon. First free throw is good. Zach Lemke. You take a look at Jimmy Moats. Never got to play in a state championship game with Lincoln Northeast. He came in right after the Rockets' run of 4 straight Class A crowns. His brother Jeff was on 2 of those 4 teams. He's broadcasting the game today on the internet. And Father Jerry on the bench. You take a look at Jeff. He does the games for LincolnPrepSports.com. There's a turnover against Ewing. And then there's Big Jer Bear, as they call him, Jerry Moats. 1962, he led Lincoln Northeast to the state title over Omaha Tech in a game that featured a riot. Jerry was telling me the story before the game. It was a wild riot featuring one of the great players in the history of state tournament action, Fred Hare. Punches thrown and everything. Jerry told me the whole floor was filled with bodies, and the fight carried over into the locker room.
Wow, Jerry, he can tell stories all day, can he?
Yes, he can. Northeast winning under legendary head coach Ed Johnson, which is ironic because one of Ewing's assistants is named Ed Johnson. No relation. Shot is up and in. Hosea Switzer with the steal and the bucket, and it's down to a 2-point game.
Ewing's put together a nice little run here to start the second quarter. And it's all started with this 1-3-1 defense.
And that pass a little less than spectacular, as it was almost thrown right at Switzer. Not enough mustard on it. Now Brett Kotzer for 3 in the lead. Not this time. Ewing has not led in this game as of yet. 2 minutes into the second quarter, and slowing it up, Jesse Salzberg. Salzberg running the point for the Jets. Now he and Naveen will play catch with it. There's the entry pass underneath. Maybe a little too much hesitation at first. Lemke waited a little too long, had an earlier opening, but was able to score.
That's how you do it. Pass it to one side, hope to find a little opening, get it there as quick as possible. Lemke just slipped underneath as that zone. It's being used so high on the floor, so much closer to midcourt than the basket. So that's where the open space is. If Sterling can work the ball around, a lot of times they should find pockets down low where they could potentially score.
Timeout on the floor, 5:41 left in the first half.
You're on vacation in the mountains. You've got the kids, the dog, and your tent. Your son says, hiking is lame, so you try rock climbing. It ends up being harder than it looks. Now you're in the hospital wishing you'd stayed home. But you've got Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so you know you're covered, even though you're out of state. So you relax, which is why you went on vacation in the first place. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. One less thing to worry about.
Programming on NET Television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. The U.S. Bancorp Foundation supports charitable, educational, and community service-oriented organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. U.S. Bank employees dedicate their time and efforts to local causes they are truly passionate about. U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us.
right down the tunnel of noise. Jets so far plenty to cheer about. They have not trailed in this game. Their lead is 4. And it's Sterling basketball as we resume action here from the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Glad you could be with us here. 99th championship Saturday in the boys state tournament. It'll be 100 tournaments next year.
The tournaments have changed quite a bit.
Yes, they
over
have.
that 100 years in terms of classes and the format of games.
Inside, nice ball movement. Lemke with the mid-range jumper, but he missed it. And here comes Ewing back the other way. Tramer and Switzer working with it. Tramer tried to go up and under. Doing a good job so far on Austin Kotzer. They're putting bodies on him and staying in front. He's working hard down on the low blocks. That opens the door for Switzer to knock down the jumper, and it's a 2-point game again.
Switzer's a nice player for Ewing. Been very active here in the early goings. It's kind of one of those unsung heroes. A lot of the attention usually goes to Brett and Austin Kotzer, but he's a nice little compliment.
Now again, that 1-3-1 spreading the floor. That's Sterling's goal right now. Spread that floor. Look for those pockets.
But look at the paint right now. There is one body, now two bodies temporarily. Now nobody's in the paint. So that's where Sterling really wants to try to get the ball inside that three-point line, hit those pockets.
There's the entry down low and a foul. That'll be team foul number 6 against the Tigers.
Good job by Sadoff down low, sealing in the post. What created the foul. Switzer tried to get around him, but instead got whistled for the foul.
And that foul is the second on Switzer. Coming out of the game is Brandon Naveen. No free throws yet. That's team foul number 6 off the inbound. Looked like Lemke was going to get it for the easy 2, but no such luck. Came back out of the cylinder. So now Ewing with a chance to tie or take the lead in a traveling call. Switzer walking with it. Second time he's been whistled for that. First time he got it caught on his hip. That time took steps as he was trying to set up, faking the three-point jump shot. 4 minutes left to go in the first half.
Game moving at a pretty slow pace right now, and I think that's all predicated on the fact that Ewing is creating some challenges for Sterling's offense with this 1-3-1. I don't mean to harp on it, but it's really controlling this game.
Jump shot, no, but the rebound put back up strong, no. He'll get a second try. Will it be a tie-up or a foul? They'll call the foul, not the tie-up. The ball came down waist level from Lemke. Looked like he may have been tied up. But instead, we'll look at it again.
I really like Lemke. He is so active down to the post on the offensive and defensive side of the floor.
And I think you see why it was called a foul. That arm was hooked inside, not outside the ball. So the foul is number 7. This will be free throws for Zach Lemke. He makes the first. He will get the second. Lead is back up to 3. I like the strategy, though, by Sterling, pulling that zone out, giving them opportunities to look for open space inside the lane.
Hey, if they can get Lemke free down low one-on-one, I like their chances. And that's what I think Jimmy Moats is trying to do in terms of a game plan.
Now on the defensive side, Kotzer gives back to Switzer. Wide open, great passing. Kotzer to Switzer to Rokar, and Ewing's on the board. Again, a 2-point game.
And Ewing unable to get over the hump, though. They've been trailing this entire contest.
You see, Austin Kotzer, despite the 6'4" frame, works the point in that 1-3-1 zone. And they're going to call the foul. Falling to the ground was Wordley.
They put him at the front of that zone. The reason is not because of his size, his wingspan. He's very active and athletic. He's able to create a lot of turnovers. So right now we have to give a lot of credit to Jesse Sahlberg running the point for Sterling. Those ball fakes have been key, and they're not allowing Kotzer to tip the basketball and get free with the length of the floor ahead of him.
Jake Worley will make the first. Now, free throws have been an adventure for the Jets and head coach Jimmy Moats. First half yesterday, in their semifinal victory, they struggled mightily in the first half, but then they shot much better in the second half, and they were able to pull away. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go before halftime. Sterling 22, Ewing 18.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in the communities we serve. And by Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org.
We knew the battle was going to come.
I figured I could make a stand here.
We are united in one common cause.
He had a vision. These lands are ours. Here we shall remain.
5 epic stories of courage and resilience. We shall remain.
Coming in April to NET1.
Sterling with the 4-point lead right now. Jets doing a very nice job, and one of the things I'm sure Greg Appleby and Ed Johnson are talking about in the Ewing huddle. Look at that rebounding advantage for Sterling, despite the presence of Austin Kotzer. 14-6, and that, of course, a lot of that can be credited to Zach Lemke, who at 6'5" is the biggest player on the floor.
Lemke's had a few opportunities where he's missed a few bunnies, but then again, those have turned into rebounds for him on his putback attempts.
Yeah, offensive and defensive board so far. There have not been many two-shot opportunities on possessions for the Tigers.
Sterling's doing a good job boxing out and not giving any of those second chance opportunities to the Tigers.
Look inside. Kotzer got an opening and draws the foul. Count the basket.
And again, it was Sadoff trying to draw the charge. Might have been a little bit too far underneath the hoop. You know, in the NBA, they have that little ring because it looked like he was about set. He's getting there just at the nick of time, but I think in that instance he might have been too far underneath the bucket.
Jimmy Motes will substitute for him, and Ewing will also bring in a sub as Switzer will come out. Chase Funk will re-enter, and you look at Austin Kotzer, 33 points on day one, 34 yesterday in the win over Hayes Center, and now with 7 in the championship game. 22-21, Sterling by 1, 2.5 to go in the first half. And a foul out at midcourt again. That was a tough collision as you take a look at. Still having a hard time getting up off the floor. That's Brett Kotzer. We'll look at it again. Ooh, take a look at that.
Right in his mouth. Get a similar sequence in the first state championship too, where 2 heads bumped together, and much like this, somebody got one right in the mouth.
Yeah, a little bit of a split lip underneath. In and out. First free throw miss for Sterling. That was the 9th team foul on the Tigers, and now Ewing can take their first lead. Fumbled the ball for a moment. Bo Fry in the game. Now a look down low for Kotzer, drawing all kinds of attention. Good defense baseline by Sterling. Rebound is Lemke. Here come the Jets.
A great rebound by Lemke on that last sequence.
3 is going to be short from Lomack, and the rebound to Ewing. Here come the Tigers again. Thought about the 3 from the corner, but he didn't take it. Funk's already got one of those 3s today. Has another opportunity, won't take it.
You can tell he's thought about it both times, just hasn't pulled the trigger.
Bo Fry getting hounded right now by Worley, and the ball's knocked free. It's going to go all the way to the backcourt, and Ewing will retreat. And that's going to send a timeout from the Tiger bench, wanting to talk things over here with 75 seconds left to play in the first half. Sterling leading it by 1 at this point. As you take a look at that Sterling huddle, Jimmy Motes giving a lot of credit to Dana Altman, his college coach, for helping lead him into the field and giving him some of the inspiration. For more, let's go down to Dan Hedman.
Yeah, guys, you were talking about Jimmy Moats a little bit, head coach of Sterling. He doesn't just have a history of high school basketball. He played at Creighton for 4 seasons as well, from 2001 to 2005. He actually said he consulted with his former coach, Dana Altman, yesterday. Altman said, you know, just enjoy this one. I talked to Moats before the game. I said, where would this win rank in your career? And he said, by far, a win today would be the best win I would have ever had.
Pretty unselfish when you consider Jimmy was on a couple of Missouri Valley tournament teams. He was on the all-tournament team a few years ago as a junior. Had that great Valley tournament in 2004. Been to the NCAAs. But state basketball in the Moats family means a lot. And he never got that medal as a player. He desperately wants a state championship as a coach. Here's the entry pass. Lemke, tough shot over top. Hooked it, no, and the rebound to Ewing. So again, a chance for the Tigers to take the lead before the end of the half. We'll see if they play for one here.
This would be a big shot for Ewing, too, if they get it to go. They have not led this entire half, so there would be a ton of momentum heading into the locker room if they get a shot to fall. Good defense, though.
Oh, charge is called as Bo Fry may have thrown that left shoulder in there, and that's the 10th foul on Ewing.
You know, Sahlberg doesn't have any points today, but he has been such a great player for the Jets. Offensively, really helping crack that 1-3-1 zone. Doesn't have, if any, maybe 1 or 2 turnovers personally, but he's keeping Kotzer out of the mix at the point of that 1-3-1 zone. And then defensively, he's doing a fantastic job just getting up in the face and playing some aggressive D.
So now with 20 seconds left, you know the Jets are going to hold here. Now Kotzer within the zone, so they'll start the count, and now the Jets will move the offense. 8 seconds left. Jump shot, no. Tipped around, who's going to come up with it? Put back, no, and that will do it for the end of the first half. Austin Kotzer will put up a long, desperate shot, but it wouldn't have counted even if it goes down. So we go to the locker room with Sterling having led throughout, leading it right now 22-21 over the Ewing Tigers, trying for that grand slam of boys basketball, girls basketball, football, and volleyball, but it's been a tough go for Ewing so far. Good defense by Sterling. Austin Kotzer held to just 7 points. Let's see what Greg Appleby has to say about that first half. Let's go down to Dan.
All right, thanks, Coach. An injury there to Kotzer. He was holding ice to his lips. What's the deal?
I think he just caught an elbow to the mouth, bleeding a little bit. He's all right. He'll be ready to go second half.
What do you do in the second half, trailing by 1 right now?
We got to take care of the ball. We got too many turnovers. We got to make sure every time we get down the floor, we got to get a shot attempt. Other parts of our game aren't bad. Defensive rebounding's got to get a little bit better. We're only down 1. We've given them too many second chance opportunities.
All right, thanks very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, so Ewing trails by 1, 22-21 at halftime. We'll be back with a look at the first half highlights in just a bit.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
Energy efficiency is important to us all. At Nebraska Public Power District, we're committed to helping everyone use less energy through new technologies like this compact fluorescent light bulb. Because when you reduce your energy costs, we all win. This message brought to you by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility.
You're on vacation in the mountains. You've got the kids, the dog, and your tent. Your son says hiking is lame, so you try rock climbing. It ends up being harder than it looks. Now you're in the hospital wishing you'd stayed home. But you've got Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so you know you're covered, even though you're out of state. So you relax, which is why you went on vacation in the first place. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. One less thing to worry about.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. You have to push yourself as you go through high school. Don't be afraid to take classes like Algebra 2, Biology, or a foreign language. They can help raise your ACT score and prepare you for college. I wasn't the smartest kid in high school, but I took the tough classes and I passed. So what are you waiting for? Push yourself over to your counselor's office and sign up for them. They won't be easy, but you'll be glad you did.
Programming on NET Television is provided in part by U.S. Bank, measuring success through performance, pride, products, and people, backed by a 5-star service guarantee. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, one less thing to worry about. By Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by Nebraska Office of Highway Safety. Please remember that if you drink and drive, you lose.
The first item on today's agenda.
The Nebraska Legislature is back in session, and you can see live gavel-to-gavel coverage on NET2 or by logging on to netnebraska.org/Capitol. Plus, listen weekdays to NET Radio for in-depth reports on what's making news in the Nebraska Legislature. Reaching more people with more choices, watch, listen, or log on to NET and be more informed.
Tradition at each of these high school state championships to unveil the 10-11 coaches all-state team. Ballot forms sent across the state of Nebraska. 10-11 tallies the votes, and here's what they've come up with in Class D2. Cody Eiler, Austin Kotzer, Brett Kotzer, Zach Sybil, and Dwayne Wall of Hampton, playing for legendary head coach Jerry Eichhoff.
Well, St. Mary's and Ewing representing North Central and Northeast Nebraska very well, as you can see. Great players all across, and then Dwayne Wall for Hampton on that D2 All-State team. You know, you've got Kotzer and Eiler and Sybil who can put up a lot of points for you, and Dwayne Wall and Brett Kotzer, good team players all the way around. So the coaches making their decisions, that's what they believe is the D2 All-State team, and so far that's been the story, is that Austin Kotzer has not gone off for his usual, double-figure game. So far he's got 7. You wonder at what point will he assert himself into this one a little bit more. The scoring has been pretty well distributed throughout the Ewing lineup, and Sterling's doing a good job of being very patient, so we'll see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, Sterling's kind of taking Kotzer out of this ball game by slowing it down. I think that's something that definitely bodes well for the Jets right now. Is just the slow tempo. It's limiting the touches of Kotzer because Ewing likes to go up and down the floor, up and down the floor. The more possessions you have, more likely Kotzer will touch the basketball. They're not able to run as much.
We'll take a look at some more of those halftime numbers when we come back. Class D2 halftime. Sterling leads by 1.
Programming made possible by Time Warner Cable, supporting local performing arts and arts education with projects like Adventure Lead and our annual Arts Immersion Project. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Programming on NET Television is provided in part by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in the communities we serve. And by Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org.
I'm Lois Camerlor. I'm from Beatrice, Nebraska, formerly from Lincoln, a longtime supporter of public television and certainly public radio. I strongly believe in both for the balance of the programming, for the beauty that it brings, for the educational aspects of it, and certainly for the knowledge that I've gained over these many years.
NET Television takes you through a musical journey of this truly American art form. Watch NET's production of Ragtime Cabaret.
Coming soon to NET1.
Back at the Devaney Center, John Bishop alongside Kevin Suits. Halftime, Sterling leads Ewing 22-21. Let's take a look at the first half numbers in this game. Ewing shooting the ball better, but Sterling getting a lot more second chance opportunities, winning the rebounding battle by 7, but offensive boards, Sterling 8-1. over Ewing, and a lot of those thanks to Zach Lemke, who is working on another double-double, 8 points, 8 rebounds in the first half. And as we mentioned, Austin Kotzer, not bad himself, 7.6 rebounds. All of those have been on the defensive side.
That's right, and you got to wonder how active Austin can assert himself here in the second half. Are they going to try to do more things to make sure he gets the basketball in the half-court set? I don't know. We didn't see much of that in the first half.
Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half. First for Ewing, and you'll see Austin Kotzer going up for 2 of his 7 points, and then the awkward bank shot was working in the first half. First for Ewing, and the beneficiary there was Chase Funk, but on the other side, well, try this interesting angle right off the glass by Kyle Lomack, and then the other 3 in the first half by Sterling by Brandon Naveen. 22-21, Sterling leads at halftime in Class D2. We're coming back, second half action right around the corner.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank, fulfilling their commitment to serve customers wherever they are on their terms, providing a full range of banking services at 57 branch offices and more than 100 ATMs located conveniently across Nebraska. Wherever you go, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you'll find us.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by U.S. Bank, measuring success through performance, pride, products, and people, backed by a 5-star service guarantee. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, one less thing to worry about. By Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by Nebraska Office of Highway Safety. Please remember that if you drink and drive, you lose.
Welcome back to the Devaney Center, where Jimmy Mote's Sterling squad leads this by 1 at halftime. Coach, what'd you tell them in the locker room?
Well, I just said, we got to keep getting stops. The only thing we didn't do that half was hit shots. We only made 6 field goals the first half. We out-rebounded them. We got to knock free throws down. And, they're not going to go away. We just got to keep doing what we've been doing, control the tempo of the game defensively, limited to 1 shot and done. And hopefully, offensively, just execute against their zone.
All right, thanks. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the second half in a minute. 22-21, Sterling in the lead.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
Graduation is right around the corner. Do you know where you want to be? Nebraska Public Power District employs a diverse workforce throughout the state, from engineers to line technicians and environmental specialists to customer service representatives. We also offer educational co-op and internship opportunities to qualified college students. Nebraska Public Power District. It's where you want to be.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear. And it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by the Dr. Tom and Dorothy Hallstrom Inspire Nebraska Athletics Endowment.
You are watching NET1 and NET HD.
We come back, 3-point shot missed by Jake Sadoff, and here comes Ewing again. I believe this is their third possession with a chance to take the lead. They had a couple there at the end of the first half. 3 on the way is short, but an offensive rebound, and only the second of the game. Now Austin Kotzer. Yes! Oh, that thing was coming back out, and it went down. And Ewing enjoys their first lead of the day.
Couple quick looks from beyond the arc by Ewing.
And Kotzer knocking it out of bounds. Will Wertley heading in amongst 3 enemy jerseys. 3 from the corner. No, short. And somehow coming out of there was Naveen. Ball loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? And we're going to get a foul. Foul's going to be on Sahlberg, who was lying on the floor.
Hustle foul by Sahlberg, just trying to chase down that loose basketball. Sterling doing almost exactly what Jimmy Motes said. Just take some shots, hope they fall. You got to figure they're going to start to fall after, shooting 30% in the first half.
Well, as we said, Sterling wasn't the great three-point shooting team during the regular season, but they had done a lot better here at State. Kotzer going up, charge! Oh, did he go in there? He had that look of a Brahma bull, kind of ducked that shoulder down and started to bull in. Official right on top of the call. Here it is.
Watch this.
There's one.
One shoulder, 2 shoulders, trying to initiate the contact. A lot of times referees will whistle that. It's the correct call.
Absolutely.
If you're trying to lower the shoulder and initiate that contact. But that does tell me that Ewing's game plan here in the second half is get Austin Kotzer involved offensively.
Reversing around, looking for the open man, and they find him. Lemke knifing through the lane, makes the basket, and we're tied at 24. Back the other way. Kotzer gets a huge block, and here he comes. Oh, did he get a pick thrown by Chad Rokar. Ewing showing some of that football prowess, and then Kotzer throws it down.
You don't see that very often in Class D1, or D2 rather.
Well, he had a couple of those on the first day.
It's a great baseline drive, and he just elevated and threw that thing down.
Yeah, but you got to give Rokar some credit. He was very aggressive, throwing that pick up and under. Count the basket. Oh, and look at this. Zach Lemke says, hey, I'm a pretty good football player too. I'll show you how it's done. Now here, watch. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. The pick was thrown off screen there, but you see the throw down, but you didn't see the pick by Rokar. And then back on the other side. Nice up and under move. Draws the basket. And boy, was he excited.
Lemke, such a great player. Now with 13 points.
Yeah, Lemke, pretty good football player too. He wants to play down here someday.
Yeah, those two guys could potentially be teammates in the future.
And that's a turnover, threw it away. Kotzer and Switzer not connecting, and Sterling gets the ball back.
I really like the fact that Lemke and Sterling quickly answered after that dunk, because the dunk brought almost everybody, popped everybody's eyes out of their heads, especially Ewing fans got on their feet, and all of a sudden the Tigers had all the momentum, but Sterling with the quick counterpunch kind of quieted the crowd and put them back in the lead.
Had a good idea, but Jake Sadoff could not connect with Kyle Lomack, who was open on the weak side. But he threw it away. That is turnover number 9 on the Jets. Ewing has committed 11. 27-26, and Kotzer trapped in the backcourt. 10-second count is on, and they'll break it with the pass. Now they've got numbers. Nice dish for 2. Tramer and Switzer.
Excellent dish. Tramer waited to the final second. Watched his defender. The second the defender committed right when he dropped the pass off, and it was wide open.
Ewing by 1 again. Opening moments here in the third quarter. Wide open 3. Had all day to think about that shot. Offensive board. There's the putback. Boy, Lemke is really dominant on the boards now. That's 15 points and 9 rebounds for Lemke. Here comes Kotzer. Nice cut off at the baseline, but that leaves an opening. And we'll get free throws. No, maybe not. Yeah, we will. Tramer didn't think he was going to be shooting free throws, but he is. Official signaled it right away.
Most everyone was lining up. Tramer was still hanging out under the basket.
Second team foul against Sterling, and the first free throw is good as you take a look at Greg Appleby talking it over with Chad Rokar. And I believe for the first time since 0-0, we're tied. Sterling looking for the entry, and the pass was too high.
A little bit too tall, but good defense down low by Rokar. Just right on the backside of Limka.
Oh, nice move. Nice pass, I should say, but too much movement on the receiving end by Rokar, and we'll have a timeout. Off the turnover, it'll be Sterling basketball when we come back. 4:05 left to go in the third quarter. Even.
Did you know that 1 out of 4 Nebraska high school students had their first drink before they were 13 years old?
Each year, we all wish for that great-looking garden or the best-tasting tomato. Hi, I'm Kim Todd, host of Backyard Farmer. Join me and a panel of UNL Extension experts each week as we answer your lawn and garden questions. You'll find out how to get rid of it, keep it, grow it, do it better than ever with help from Backyard Farmer. Plus, Backyard Farmer Extra answers all of your email and your letters.
Coming in April to NET1.
Ewing fans and Sterling fans both enjoying today at State. Jets were champions in 93, 94, and 96, had a runner-up in 1995. Ewing champion only one time in boys basketball in 2006, but as we mentioned, if they win here today, they will be the first known team in Nebraska State high school history to win volleyball, girls and boys basketball, and football in the same academic year. And that's going to be a walk.
They're calling that the Grand Slam, John.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, I mean, as far as not to disparage any of the other sports, because they're all very worthy, but they're the 4 most highly attended of the sports, probably the most noted of the sports. Team sports, for that matter. A lot of the other sports are individually based, like wrestling and track.
And they're knee-deep in all the success right now, so it might take a good 5 years removed from it, if they complete the Grand Slam, to really take a look back and say, that is remarkable that is accomplished.
It's all the same athletes. Because when you got a school population of 38, everyone's playing every sport. Here comes Sterling into the front court. And a little too strong on the drive as Wordley was a little out of control, and Ewing was quick on defense. 3 from the corner for the lead. It is good. Chase Funk with his second 3, and Ewing has a 3-point lead.
And that was all because Ewing pushed the floor. They haven't run a whole lot here today, but the one time they do here in the third quarter, they get a wide open look by Funk in the corner.
Looking for an opening. There he is. Underneath, tip, no. Ball tipped around, and that's going to be off of Sterling and out of bounds. They had their opportunities, getting it into Zach Lemke.
I think Lemke was maybe a bit surprised by that pass. It was an excellent look by Sadoff. He really had to thread the needle, though. One of the reasons Lemke might have been a bit surprised that he got the basketball down low.
Same corner, different shooter, no. Off the offensive board, and his shot today just a little bit off, but Ewing has the lead even without Austin Kotzer with the big day. Good defense getting back by Ewing. 3 from the corner, no. And that one touched off of Lomack and out of bounds. Ewing so quick to get back on defense as Sterling was trying to push the issue forward. And Ewing denying Sterling. Timeout, Jimmy Motes is first. He's got 4 remaining with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the third period, and Ewing has a 3-point lead. Let's go down to Dan Hedman.
All right, guys, I'm joined by Brock Eichelberger. He's actually the head coach of the girls basketball team as well as the football team at Ewing. And Coach, they were talking about it earlier in the broadcast, a chance to do something today no one's ever done, and that's win 4 titles in the same year.
Yeah, it's almost it's just unheard of, and being a state record, it's unheard of. So we're very excited to have the opportunity. Our kids have worked extremely hard, and I think about 2 weeks from now, things will start setting in of how big this actually is. But got a good shot today to do it again.
Especially in the D2, it means a lot of kids are playing multiple sports.
Yeah, a lot of people are giving up and sacrificing a lot of time in the summer and throughout the year because we have 38 kids in the high school. So they're all putting in forth the effort every week.
Has that girls' title sunk in yet?
Well, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I kind of got a bug there on Sunday and felt bad, but it's been pretty sweet the last 4 days.
All right, thanks for stopping in with us. We'll go back to the action now. Ewing leads 32-29.
You think that guy's got some job security? I mean, he's got a football crown, a basketball crown, and he's the athletic director of a school that might do something no other school has ever done, regardless of class. Timeout Sterling as Ewing putting the pressure on. Timeout was taken. Jake Sadoff over in the corner. As you take a look, there's Brock Eichelberger. No, that is not the championship medal he's wearing around his neck. Second quick timeout taken in a row by Sterling here as Ewing has changed things up here just a little bit, bringing the defense out as they have done, but doing a lot more pressuring in the corners than they have earlier in the game. Sterling's strategy early on was back everyone up out towards the timeline, look for those pockets, those openings. Those openings haven't been quite as pronounced here in the second half, and Sterling has struggled from the floor, just 9 of 31, while Ewing has improved to 12 of 26. So shooting percentage-wise, 46-29. Sterling, though, only down 3. 3 from the corner is short. Loose on the floor, and that foul's going to be on Sterling.
Sterling's been a little bit more urgent offensively here in the second half. We've seen a number of instances where they will take maybe 3-4 passes and put up a 3. I think they're just really waiting to crack the ice from beyond the arc. They have the ability to hit 3-pointers. They're just not falling here. And it's almost like they're just so willing to get one of those to get down and just kind of crack that ice and let them loosen up a little bit. It hasn't happened yet, though.
2 of 10 from beyond the 3-point arc. A look underneath. Here's Kotzer. Yes. Austin Kotzer now has 14, and Ewing has their biggest lead of the game at 5. Coming up on a minute to play in the third quarter. Momentum definitely in black and orange right now. That'll be for 2. It's good. Nice jump shot by Sahlberg.
Yeah, good job by Sahlberg, bringing the basketball just inside the 3-point arc, finding that pocket, hitting a nice 18-foot J.
Well, thinking about it there, Brett Kotzer thought about it for a very long time, but didn't take the shot. He's got 3 points here this afternoon.
Yeah, instead they'll just hold for this one final shot in the quarter with 30 seconds to play.
That's what it would appear that they're going to do. They've got 25 seconds left. Kotzer all the way in and dribbles back out. 13 seconds left. Ewing spreading the floor here. Coming up on 5, looking in, out. Kotzer 3, short. Rebound, and they won't get another shot off. That'll do it. 3 quarters in the books. Ewing punches back, takes a 3-point lead to the final 8 minutes.
Thank you. Can I help you today? No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
Too tight-headed! Yeah!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Liftoff.
I was born
Space
to
Shuttle
do
Atlantis.
this.
I have a huge heritage here, and I'm very proud to be home. Thanks.
Watch NET's production of Homemade Astronaut, the Clay Anderson story, coming in June on NET1 and NET HD.
Well, the somewhat famous bald Ewing boosters are back, and they've gone with a different paint scheme this week. We've got two basketballs, a football, and a volleyball. Of course, representing the hoped-for Grand Slam. Sitting in the same spots, too, right behind us. We can't miss them if we wanted to. Ewing gets this possession to start the fourth quarter. Here's the entry to Kotzer, draws a crowd. Did he walk? Yes. No basket.
That's too bad for Kotzer. He put so much effort into just bringing that pass down. It was a little high, but he elevated, corralled it basically with one hand. But Sterling gets a reprieve here. Basketball back, down by 3.
We should mention nobody in really any foul trouble to speak of as we start the final quarter. And the teams 3 and 2 foul-wise. Sterling with 3, Ewing with 2. So pretty cleanly played in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're pretty far away from free throws, too, so don't think that those are going to play a factor here anytime soon.
Bringing pressure all the way out. Now, Ewing wasn't doing as much of that earlier on, pressuring the point. Again, looking for Lemke, but he's being covered pretty well as now they enter it to him, but long two. That is a tough shot, especially fading away from the baseline like that. Ewing quickly into the front court, off the miss, and that's a turnover and a foul. A little frustration there, I think, by Tramer as he just flat fumbled it.
Yeah, with that happening right in front of your face, you might be eager to slap at it, try to get it back.
Yeah, he was trying to actually enter the pass, and I think it just slipped out of his hands as he was trying to make the pass.
Again, Sterling ball back, down by 3. The lead's not growing any against them. They're just looking to cut into it.
You just get a sense, though, that Ewing is poised to explode here in a little bit. So Sterling needs to do something, and they won't get it done here. A turnover. That is number 12 against the Jets, and a timeout taken by Ewing with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter, and the Tigers lead it by 3.
Well, you just touched about how it seemed Ewing is poised for something big to happen here. We got a glimpse of that in the third quarter when they took the lead. But Sterling's done a good job just hanging tough and keeping it close. How long can they do that? I'm not sure. It seems like the clock's starting to tick on them. They basically, in my opinion, they need to get a big bucket. They haven't been able to get that.
Well, as we've said, it's been a relatively clean game as far as fouls, but these teams have been pretty physical out there. There was Kotzer who was called for a charge on that. Guys diving to the deck. A lot of collisions in this game.
That's great to see it. Well, not the collisions, but all the effort there, diving after the loose balls and leaving it all out on the floor.
And that may not even be we may just be hitting the tip of the iceberg as far as physical basketball. We'll see Hastings St. Cecilia later today. They play a very physical style of basketball. Nearly turned it over. Now they do. Off the entry, Sterling wants to run. This is going to be a mismatch. Over the back, blocked. When I say over the back, no foul, but Brett Kotzer doing something that his brother is used to doing, and that's getting the block. Timeout with 6:02 to go. Ewing leads by 3.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job with Nebraska Public Power District takes me to new heights, offers me challenging experiences. Like me, the utility cares about Nebraska. I go home at night knowing that what I do makes a difference. To put it simply, I am where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear. And it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board and encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
John Bishop alongside Kevin Suits, Dan Hedman courtside. Class D2 championship. Sterling down 3 with the ball. This would almost tie it. Ball was tipped out, and they get the rebound. And a good heads-up play by Sahlberg, realizing he was trapped, just ricocheted off the legs of one of the Ewing players. And now Sterling can enter again. And one guy we haven't talked about much, especially here in the last 8 minutes or so, is Zach Lemke. Here's a 3 for the tie. Too short. Lemke has been non-existent here since about the early stages of the third quarter. That'll be a foul, no shot. It'll be on the floor. Flying in over the back was Will Wordley. Here it is again, as Brett Kotzer working with his brother. In the NBA, they might allow that to continue on, but not so much here.
You know, Sterling, John, they're getting open looks from beyond the arc. They're just having trouble from the floor today. The last 2 threes they've attempted, a lot of space. They just haven't fallen.
Kotzer was in position to get the rebound, but it went out of bounds off of his fingertips. So again, Sterling with an opportunity here, and you got to believe at some point, instead of looking for those threes, maybe be a little patient like you were in the first half and find number 34.
Yeah, the fans are going to try to will them to this basket. Everybody for the Jets in the stands on their feet. I mean, how many tries has Sterling had with the basketball down 34-31? We've been stuck here for quite a while.
Quite a few. Entry. Oh, boy, they were lucky to keep that possession. Got it to him in the right spot. 3 from the corner, and we're tied. Jake Wordley.
That's the shot they've been waiting for. Hopefully that'll loosen everybody else up.
Just the third 3 that they've made here this afternoon. We're tied at 34, coming up on 5 minutes to play in the Class D2 championship game.
Good battle down low.
Goes up strong, no harm, no foul, they say. And oh boy, are the Ewing fans a little upset. That brought them on their feet in Sterling. Now a chance to get their lead back. They held the lead for much of the first and second quarters. He's open. Nope. Ball tipped back out to him. He'll drive, little reverse layup. No. Put back up strong. No. And here comes Ewing. Will they have enough room? Brett Kotzer goes in. No, a charge! They call the charge! Oh, man! That was close. Let's look at it again. You be the judge.
He was going down there with a full head of steam. That's debatable. We have half this Devaney Center divided.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it's kind of ironic because also in on the play was Sadoff, who tried to take 2 charges in the first half and didn't get him. This time it was Wordley who gets the call, and it goes in favor of Sterling.
Yeah, Brett Kotzer is really upset of that call. He thought he had the bucket with the foul.
Well, he's going to have to. You got to get back his head into the game. Look underneath, had some space down there. Good defense, though, by Austin Kotzer, and the rebound to Brett Kotzer.
Straight up was Kotzer.
Oh, things are getting physical now.
Well, we showed you that montage of plays from earlier in the game of the bodies flying all around.
Beautiful play, and Brett Kotzer with a huge fist pump as he feeds Switzer, working right to left, and Ewing goes back up by 2.
Now, how can Sterling answer, though?
Well, they finally got the 3 ball to fall, but I'm still waiting to see if they can find a way to get it down to big number 34.
Lemke working, well, he's got the ball in his hands right now, working a little bit away from the basket.
That's some good defense put on by Tramer. Getting help from the corner. 3 on the way is good again. Wordley hits another one.
He's had such a big game off the bench. Wordley with some huge 3s here in the fourth quarter that makes it. Well, I don't believe the score on the board is correct.
No, the score on the board, the score on our screen is correct, but the score on the scoreboard is wrong.
And that's why a lot of the fans are a little confused right now.
Now, after all that action, I believe Lemke just whistled for his second foul. That's team foul number 5 against Sterling. 3:06 left to go. 37-36 Sterling, and we're back after this.
programming made possible by Time Warner Cable, supporting local educators by providing free cable connections to public, private, and parochial schools in our area. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust,
This physical play has picked up so much here over the past 3 or 4 minutes.
How ironic was that? You had the other big guy down on the floor, and it was Sadoff that tied him up. Now Sterling can build on a 1-point lead. We're under 3. We're in that kind of no man's land area. Move. Than it was earlier in the game, where sometimes you have a tendency to be a little more aggressive. Now you're in that spot where, well, we can burn some clock. We don't have to be as aggressive offensively.
I think if you do, though, sometimes you overthink. You outthink yourself out of your offense. Just play basketball. I mean, there's still 2:21. I think you eat clock around the 1:30 mark.
Well, the big reason why
but if you have the basketball and you do have a lead, I do understand the logic behind trying to milk the clock a little bit, stretch your lead out a little bit, and run some clock down, because that means you're going to put a little bit more pressure on Ewing if you don't score, because they're going to start seeing the clock wind down and press a little bit.
And you just saw Jake Wordley with the 2 big threes that have put us in this spot. Remember, at one point Ewing was up by 5. But those 2 threes, just as we saw 2 big threes in our last game from Connor Baranek, this time for Sterling, Jake Wordley connecting. And that's why we're sitting right here with a Sterling 1-point lead.
Those were huge threes for Sterling, because from the field, they weren't getting anything beyond about 10 feet to fall. All of a sudden, bang, bang, Sterling now in front. Putting some pressure on Ewing, too. Let's see how the Tigers handle this. Haven't really played too many thrillers, Ewing has.
No, that is true. Ewing's average margin of victory is 29 points a game. Sterling a little more used to a tighter form of basketball. As we said, they don't score that much, but they're good defensively, and that's what we've had here today. Low-scoring defensive basketball, but still no shortage of exciting plays, and very physical as well. Good matchup here in D2. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, and again, Sterling looking inside, lost it on the floor. They're going to get a tie-up and Ewing possession. Jimmy Motes saying, hey, I called timeout. He said he called timeout. One official saying tie-up, the other saying timeout. Tie-up is going to be the call. And really, it didn't look like anyone really had possession, so I got to say that the tie-up was the correct call. Well, maybe I'm kind of looking at the big screen replays in here in Devaney, and maybe you could have gone the other way. It's tough when you got so many bodies down there. It is hard to see.
That's right. Regardless, Ewing has the basketball with a chance to take the lead.
To the baseline, cut off. Outside, Kotzer could have taken the jump shot there. Instead, rolls it off the rim. Almost got the 3-point play.
Almost shuffled his feet and got whistled for a walk.
And that was real interesting, because I thought Kotzer had a better shot, more from the elbow. He decided to take a couple of steps to his left.
Yeah, the window of opportunity was pretty small. He did have it to hit about that 12-foot, 15-foot jump shot. Instead, pump fake, went in, defense collapses. He gets the foul, though, and makes his first free throw.
Kotzer now with 15. He needed 21 to tie the all-class tournament scoring record held by Anthony Harms of Philly. He's at 15 right now. Not that the record's the important thing, but he has just given his team a 1-point lead with 1:45 to go. Hang on. Who's going to be the hero? Jake Wordley was earlier in the game. They look inside. 3 on the way. It's no good. Loose ball up there, and who's going to come away with it? Sterling has it, and we have a whistle and a foul.
And bodies all over the floor once again. Limpka had his arm tied up with one of the Ewing players, was still able to tip it to keep the basketball alive.
And I think that was on Kotzer, Austin Kotzer, and that is number 4 on Austin Kotzer. Keep that in mind. Both Kotzers right now with 4 fouls.
And that's right where they go at.
They go right
down
at
low.
him. Finally able to get it inside to Lemke. He's got 17, and Sterling's got the 1-point lead. 70 seconds to go. Drama in D2. Kotzer goes in, scores! Ewing by 1, less than a minute to go. What will Sterling do here?
You got to work inside out, try to get the ball inside to Lemke and see what develops on the perimeter.
Oh, a near steal. Kotzer nearly got away with one there, and he goes in, drives. He will shoot 2. Wordley almost got it to fall in. And remember, they're going right at Kotzer, and why not? He's got 4 fouls.
Wardley, he's a sophomore, playing with so much confidence when the chips are down, trailing by 1, needing a bucket.
And remember those free throws. Sterling has been up and down this year at the line. This is 2 shots.
Well, the next one could tie it.
That's right. But with 43 seconds left, Ewing could, if they try, hold for the last shot. Here's the second. It's good, and we're tied. Timeout, Jimmy Moats and Sterling with 43.8 seconds to go. You got to almost play for the last shot, don't you? I mean, it's your possession. Why not keep the game in your hands?
The question is why not? I think you definitely play for the last shot, John, because if you don't, let's say you go ahead and you take a shot with 30 seconds, and you don't get the rebound. By the way, Ewing's being out-rebounded today. So let's say Sterling brings the ball down off the board. All of a sudden, you've given the potential game-winning shot to your opponent. So strategy says, keep the basketball, work the clock. The only time you would not hold for the final shot is if you see a clear-cut, open look. Go ahead and take it. If you feel like there is a 75 or greater chance of you making the shot, go ahead and take it, because you're basically telling me, I'm assuring you I'm going to get these points. So from the player perspective, that's the way I would approach this situation. But first things first, hold for the last shot unless you have a wide open look.
Here's your game reset. If we have a tie-up at Sterling basketball, each team with 2 timeouts left. Next foul by Sterling puts Ewing in the 1-and-1 bonus. Ewing also 7 team fouls. As I said, no one in real foul trouble for Sterling. Lemke on the floor with 3. Sadoff has 3. And remember, the Kotzer brothers each with 4. So here we go. 43 seconds left. Tie game in Class D2.
Lemke's manned up on Austin Kotzer. Maybe expect Kotzer to get the basketball here when the clock's around 20 seconds. They more than likely will try to work through him.
Ewing spreading out with 28 seconds left. Austin Kotzer playing way out.
They're clearing out. Watch the black jerseys. They were just all on that left side of the court.
Less than 20.
Now Sterling just needs to lock down man-to-man, play aggressive defense. Don't foul, though.
Now with 10 seconds left, Ewing's going to hold for the win. 5 seconds left. Brett Kotzer lost it on the floor. Austin for the win. It's no good, and we go to overtime.
Look at Jimmy Moats. He loves the defensive effort by his squad as they'll live for 5 more minutes.
Overtime in Class D2, a near turnover by Brett Kotzer as he was trying to move in. And now those fouls become so important because both Kotzers with 4 fouls, you've got an extra 4 minutes of basketball to play. You have to think, especially after that defensive stand, advantage Sterling in the overtime.
Absolutely, especially with the foul situation. When Sterling has the basketball, that's going to be #1 objective. Get the ball down low, bang, bang, bang. Even if the ball is loose on the floor, you know, it's going to be hard for Austin Kotzer to hold up. So there might even be a hustle foul in there because you know he's going to go after everything. That's what you got to expect Greg Appleby to be telling his Kotzer boys. Be very cautious, be very smart basketball players. Know that we need you for the haul here, so be cautious as to your aggressiveness.
Jimmy Moats' last appearance at State was as a player, as a sophomore at Lincoln Northeast. His team went to double overtime with Bellevue West in the highest scoring Class A game in state tournament history. They lost in the semifinals. His next appearance at state as a coach goes to overtime in the D2 championship. Quite a few less points scored than there was that day. I think that scored it up like 97 to 88 or something like that.
Sterling with the basketball here to start overtime. Let's find out if they do try to bang down low. They've taken Kotzer off the point of that zone. Instead, he's now on the wing.
Well, and why not? Here's the entry. Sat off underneath. Little baby hook shot for the lead.
Haven't seen that, but that was nicely done. Quick turn, easy release, and Sterling leads by 2.
Sadoff, that's his first points of the day. Came at a very good time. We're in overtime. High lob down low, looking for it, and oh, a nice play! Good play by Wordley as he was flying out of bounds.
Good hustle by
Wordley. Able to find the Ewing player. Here it is again.
Chases it down. He throws it off the Ewing defender.
Absolutely, and he never touched out of bounds. Sterling up 2. I gotta believe that number 34 is going to get a touch. No, he's not. Instead, foul and going to the line to shoot 2. As Will Wordley now is the point man underneath. Surprised that I didn't see it go right away inside to Lemke, but the strategy was still the same. Go inside, try to suck in that 5th foul.
Yeah, that is the strategy. Go inside, go inside, go inside. But that's, you know, you're going to hopefully get some points there. But for Ewing, they've smart enough to counterpunch. And they pulled Kotzer, Austin Kotzer, that is, out of the lane. They now have him playing on the wing. So he's not roaming so much in the paint where he knows a lot of activity, a lot of foul activity is going to be.
Well, that's a big free throw miss. It keeps it a 1-possession game, and it's in and out, no good. Missed them both. 10 of 17 from the line, so Sterling's foul shot problems continue at state. They still have the lead. Here's Austin Kotzer, fadeaway jump shot, short. Rebound to Lemke and the Sterling Jets. They continue to dominate the boards right now. That's their 31st rebound. Under 3 minutes left to go in the overtime.
Sterling does so many fundamentals really well.
There's the score. Will Wordley again working underneath.
A great pass to get him the ball down low.
Looking in and out. Whoa. Tramer was looking down at his feet to see if he was in for 3 or for 2 and then decided not to shoot either. Pressure's on Ewing now, down by 4. It's always a different dynamic when you get the lead in overtime. Bulling his way up and a foul. Going up strong was Austin Kotzer. Foul is on Sterling.
That's a tough one. Will Wordley was straight up. He was right there with Lemke rather. Both on Kotzer. See, Wordley slides on over. Kotzer lost the ball for a second there as he dipped his shoulder, trying to power up for the jump shot.
So now Austin Kotzer, 16 points. He missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Ball tipped around, and Sterling comes away with it. So the Jets catch a break on the 1-and-1. And important because they called that foul on the floor, not in the act of shooting. Under 2 minutes to go in the overtime.
Yeah, Sterling might try to be patient here offensively. Eat a little clock. Try to milk this 4-point lead.
Now one more foul in the 1-and-1. A look underneath, a drive in, and a score! We see Zach Lemke for the first time since the 3rd quarter. And Sterling has a 6-point lead.
They broke the zone down perfectly, stretched it out. There was that fine little lane for Lemke to get a hard dribble down, get closer to the hoop and score.
Brett Kotzer for 3. Who's going to come up with it? Nice save, and it gets it in. Switzer with a good athletic play, and Ewing survives on that possession, but they need points. Ball tipped around, and it's off of Ewing. They say it is off of Ewing. And Brett Kotzer can't believe the call, and neither can Greg Appleby. I'd like to see that one again. That was close. And Ewing cannot believe their misfortune here as we have a timeout with 1:11 left. 46-40 Sterling lead, and they will have the basketball.
Yeah, if you're down by 6 and there's 71 seconds left, you cannot afford to lose possession. That's what it just happened. I will credit Sterling, though. Great defensive sequence. by the Jets there. They've really clamped down and kind of gotten Ewing a bit out of sorts in this overtime period. And I'm surprised that the Tigers haven't taken a few of the shots that have been open for them. We've seen a couple instances.
They've really looked out of sort in this overtime. You had that one sequence where Tramer wasn't sure where he was on the floor and thought about 3 and then thought about 2. And then after that wild sequence of events, and boy, you got to credit Sterling. We said that they would have the advantage in the overtime with the Kotzers playing with 4 fouls, and they've taken it right to them.
Just got to wonder about Sterling's composure right now. I'm sure there were some eyes that looked up at the scoreboard here when they got back on the floor saying, we have this lead. And what do you got to do to make sure it doesn't slip away? Just take care of the basketball.
And look at those turnovers. 21 turnovers by Ewing in this game. Now remember, next foul, it's still a 1-and-1 bonus. And at this point, you almost got to go for it here rather quickly, because Sterling's not going to be too aggressive going for the basket. A lot of time running off the clock.
Great job by Sterling just handling the basketball.
A little surprised they waited that long. They let about 12 seconds run off the clock.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, foul quick, because otherwise you're just letting more precious time slip away that you're going to need to score.
Well, this will make Jimmy Moats' stomach turn, because it's going to be decided at the foul line, it would appear.
He is pacing up and down.
Sahlberg, this is a 1-and-1. He missed it, and they'll stay alive. Ewing down by 6, 53 seconds to go.
Tigers need a quick score.
Guarding that 3, though, not allowing it until this. Austin Kotzer for 3! And a timeout, Ewing. Makes it a 3-point game with 44 seconds left.
That couldn't have played out any better for Ewing. The fact that they brought the ball down the floor, just a quick pass. Kotzer got free beyond the arc and knocks down the 3. It's now a 46-43 game with 44 seconds to go. So Ewing, instead of being down 6, down just 3. It's a 1-possession contest, so that's how big that shot was by Austin Kotzer.
And only for those who like to keep track of records, that's 2 away from tying the D2 tournament scoring record.
I just looked at the scoreboard and made mental note of that myself.
Yeah, the record is Anthony Harms, who had 98 points. Kotzer had 77 coming into the tournament, needing 21 to tie. He has 19. Not that that really matters at this point, but you better believe he'd like at least one more 3 to break the record and presumably tie the game. Now it's going to be Sterling basketball. And Ewing, because of that 3, now doesn't have to foul right away. And they can afford to put a little pressure now in the backcourt, as they will do.
Got to watch out for the Kotzers picking up their 5th foul, though.
Oh, baseball pass. Oh, a dangerous pass. That one almost didn't go the right way.
Great decision to hold the basketball.
And Jimmy Moats wants a timeout. He didn't like what he saw at that moment, because standing over in the corner was Brandon Neven. And he just wanted to say, okay, we got to call timeout. We need to talk about this a little bit. So that burned about 10 seconds off the clock.
I think that baseball pass might have made Jimmy's heart skip a beat, because that was potential turnover.
Which is kind of ironic, because Lemke's a pretty good thrower.
But still, you don't want to be throwing a ball up in the air and making it free for anybody, because if Ewing gets it, they have the basketball with the chance to tie it.
We are in overtime here in Class D2. And isn't it appropriate? Last week, Class D2, Ewing went to overtime. They prevailed by 3, but right now they're down 3 with 34.5 seconds to go.
Yeah, Ewing delivered one of perhaps our most thrilling finish of the entire championship Saturday in the girls' state tournament. And again, a reminder, because this game's gone over to overtime, Class A game will get started just a bit late.
5-second count is on. They get it into Lemke. Lemke had poked away, but he's fouled. Foul was on the backside. It'll be on Tramer, not on Austin Kotzer.
Again, back to the free throw line for the Jets, where they've struggled here in pressure situations today.
This will be 2 free throws the rest of the way.
Lemke today with 19 points, 10 rebounds.
Can you believe it? Jerry Moats rubbing his head. Jimmy Moats. Oh, man. Well, this one's really important. It still can be a 2-possession game.
Huge free throw.
He got it.
Like you mentioned, it is now a 2-possession ball game. Ewing's going to have to shoot quick.
Ewing has 1 timeout remaining, so if they make, they only have 1 to go, and that's a foul. Now, this is going to be 1-1. That is not a terrible foul by Sahlberg. Jimmy Moats would have liked to see more time run off the clock.
That's the thing. That's why it's not the best situation for Sterling, because Ewing has a chance to make up points without the clock moving.
That's true. However,
the clock is to Sterling's friend right now.
This is a 1-1. I know you're kind of rolling the dice, but if Kotzer cannot connect on the first one, there's a chance the Jets can get the ball and not give up any points. We'll see.
The chance for him to make the first, miss the second, get an offensive rebound, hit a 3, and we're tied. Just exhausting all
that is
opportunities.
True.
So that's why it's not the best situation for Sterling right now.
That is
it's
exactly
a 3-point
right.
contest. And plus, even if this is made and Sterling turns the ball over,
And you know they'll be sent back to the line again at some point. And, of course, Brett Kotzer, a good foul shooter. A 2-point game. A steal. Was it taken away? It was! A great play by Tramer. 3 from the corner for the lead. No! Rebound. Ewing. They look underneath. Kotzer. The finish. He's got it. We're tied. Oh, a great play by Tramer. And a foul. And he'll go to the line to give his team the lead.
He tied the record with the game-tying bucket in overtime with 14.9 seconds to go. John, I mentioned the That was the for Sterling. The second basket being made, and then they turned the ball over on the inbound. That was the last thing the Jets wanted to have happen.
But Tramer making the great play to get the ball for Ewing for the lead. It's good. Now, 14.9 seconds left. Sterling down 1. They'll have the basketball. They trail by 1. Unbelievable sequence of events.
Ewing was just down 6 points. Started with the big 3. And then we've had some crazy sequences here with the fouls, getting Kotzer the and 1, and now all of a sudden Ewing is up by 1.
What you really saw there in that last sequence was basically a 5-point play.
Absolutely.
You had the 2, then you had the steal, the basket, the foul.
That's why I think the foul that put him on the line for the 1-and-1 was huge. Right. They made up points, no time runs off the clock, then they get the steal off the inbound pass. So worst case scenario just played out for Sterling. Now they have the basketball. You got to wonder, what are the Jets going to do in this situation? Down by 1.
You only need 2. First, you've got to get it into the front court, and Ewing's going to make it all kinds of tough.
They've got this full court press set up, get the basketball in, get it across the timeline, try to penetrate, kick, get a good look. Let's see how it plays out.
Sahlberg to the front court with 9 seconds left. In the corner, trap. In, 5 seconds left. Ball nearly taken away. It's going to belong to Sterling. 4 seconds left.
Great effort by Brett Kotzer, just diving in there, disrupting the basketball. Sterling now resets, 4.1 to go.
Inbound, it's open for the lead. He got it! He got it! And the clock did not start, but now it's up. The shot is up. It's no good. And the Sterling Jets have won the championship on a big shot by Lemka. And Jimmy Moats has gone crazy out there.
What a win for Jimmy Moats and the Sterling Jets in dramatic fashion, and the bear hug between Moats and Lemka, who delivered the biggest shot of his high school career.
An unbelievable shot. I thought that Lemka might get the basketball underneath, but instead he got it out there 18 feet away from the basket, and he drains it for the win.
John, he slipped free on the opposite wing, the weak side, caught, shot. Wow, what confidence in his shot. I thought it might have been blocked at first because Kotzer came flying in, had an angle and an opportunity to block the 3, but instead, nothing but net. Clock runs out, and Sterling wins the D2 championship.
And when we come back, we'll look at it again while we're at break, but I don't think the clock started right away when the ball came in bounds for Sterling. Not that that really made a difference, just something
when it went through, it looked like there was about 2 seconds to go, so it might be a moot point.
We'll be back. Medal presentations. What a finish.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in the communities we serve. And by Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org.
Sterling 49, Ewing 48. The medal presentations are next. Here's Doc Weiniger. First, though, let's take a look. Here it is. Watch the clock, lower left of your screen. It comes in. It does not start. Now, it doesn't matter, at least from the shot being good. It was good anyway. So essentially, that gave Ewing more time to maybe make the miracle. So it really didn't matter, though the clock didn't start until late. What a shot for the win. Now, here's your medal presentation.
Here are the awards for the 2009 Class D2 runner-up from Ewing High School. Well, head coaches Greg Appleby and Ed Johnson step toward the middle of the court to present the silver medals to each member of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 10, Jacob Rudolph. Number 11, Bo Fry. Number 21, Alex Hyde. Number 23, Chase Funk. Number 30, Colin Phelps. Number 33, Troy Tramer. Number 40, Zach Raymold. Number 3, Philip Tramer. Number 4, Josiah Switzer. Number 5, Brett Kutzer. Number 15, Austin Kutzer. Number 34, Chad Roker. And now, all of you are welcome to receive the runner-up trophy for your school. Congratulations, Ewing High School 2009 Class D2 State runner-up. And now to the champions from Sterling High School. First, head coach Jimmy Moats, we have a special coaches award for you. And now, coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 12, Jake Wortley. Number 20, Clay Hoisman. High School, the 2009 Class D2 State Basketball Champions.
Folks, we've had some great finishes over the years, but that one was pretty special. And I think we just had our first Jim Valvano style moment. Jimmy Moats looking like Jim Valvano, running around there, jumping on the floor, looking for somebody to maul, and he did. He finally got a hold of Zach Lemke, whose two-pointer wins it, 49-48 in a thriller in Class D2. What a crazy last minute that saw Ewing get 5 points on a possession off of a heroic effort by Austin Kotzer, as well as Philip Tramer for helping keep the ball alive, giving Ewing a chance, gave them the lead, but then Sterling inbounds, and they get the victory. What a victory for the Sterling Jets, and for Ewing, so close. Let's go down. Their head coach, Greg Appleby, is with Dan.
Coach, just bring me through that last play there.
Well, it came down to, we had the last shot at the end of regulation. We didn't hit it. They hit the last shot one. In overtime, we had a pretty good flurry to take that lead. We were down 6. I thought our kids never quit. But, you know, they got an open look, and Lemke buried it. My hat's off to him.
Just the season that you guys have had, and even as a school, how remarkable this has been.
It's a great season. You know, we're crushed. We're disappointed because you invest something so much into something that's it's really hard, but I'm proud of our kids. It's been a great season for all of our sports, and someday we'll have our heads up.
All right, great season and great game. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with your D2 champions from Sterling after a short break.
Live coverage of the 2009 NSAA State High School Basketball Championships is brought to you in part by Where Futures Begin, community colleges, Central, Mid-Plains, Northeast, Southeast, or Western Nebraska community colleges. The Nebraska Federation of Catholic School Parents, supporting schools that enrich Nebraska communities and promoting educational choice through identity, unity, collaboration, and empowerment. One Oak Energy Marketing, natural gas from One Oak, the one in energy. Concordia University, Nebraska is a Christ-centered community ready to prepare students for a life of leadership and service.
You're watching PBS World on NET2. There's more science, history, nature, and news programs on NET1 every week. Visit our website, netnebraska.org, for a complete program schedule for NET1 and NET2, along with our other television channels. Stay with us because there's something to discover in just a minute on NET2.
NET Television takes you through a musical journey of this truly American art form. Watch NET's production of Ragtime Cabaret.
Coming soon to NET1.
What a finish. Sterling 49, Ewing 48. Here are your final totals. Austin Kotzer does get the tournament scoring record. He has 99 for this tournament, but he will come up, his team, 1 point short. And the game winner, Zach Lemke, 22 points, 10 rebounds in overtime. We'll meet with the state champions next.
When we say digital television, what does that mean? For one thing, it means more NET channels for you to enjoy.
Is nothing, Willa Cather said.
On NET1 and NET HD, you can watch Nebraska high school and college sports, PBS programs, and award-winning documentaries. NET2 is PBS World, hard-hitting news and public affairs programs, science, history, and more. NET3 is Create, and just what the title implies, there are programs about arts and crafts, gardening, cooking, and travel. You can get these channels over the air with your digital receiver or digital converter box, or through cable and satellite providers. For more information, visit our website, netnebraska.org.
We knew the battle was going to come.
I figured I could make a stand here.
We are united in one common cause.
He had a vision. These lands are ours. Here we shall remain.
5 epic stories of courage and resilience. We shall remain.
Coming in April to NET1.
In overtime, Sterling wins the D2 championship 49-48. Now back in the winner's circle with head coach Jimmy Moats. Jimmy, thank you for delivering one of the best images that will live on for a long time with yourself running around.
I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for that, but is he the moment? Wow, I mean, what a big shot. I mean, this is something that this town's going to remember for years. And, you know, we had a 6-point lead. We let it slip away. All of a sudden, we're down 1. And we drew up the out of bounds. I mean, we just called the out of bounds play, just something we ran all year. And Zach made a good read and knocked it down. And, you know, they talk about people run for mayor. I think Zach Lemke could run for mayor in Sterling right now and probably be mayor for life with that shot. But, no, our kids competed hard. We played hard. That's a very good team we played today. And they've got great players. They're going to have a lot of those kids back next year. And, you know, we found a way. We talk about finding a way to win all year. And, you know, it doesn't matter how you get it done, but we got it done today. And sure enough, it was a little dramatic, but at the end, we got it done.
You didn't get one of these as a player, but as a coach, what does this mean for you personally?
I mean, I've got to do a lot of special things as a player, and these last 3 days have been some of the best days just being around the game of basketball I've ever had. Watching these kids come out and work and compete and show the toughness and the blue-collarness of what Sterling and the town, the community, and the school's about. That means the most. Just watching these kids come out and compete, and man, they've been a fun group to work with. And I don't think nobody expected this to happen this soon, but here we are. We're holding the state championship trophy, and a lot of happy people right now. I couldn't be happier for the kids and our school and our community and our fans.
Jimmy, congratulations. We'll let you enjoy this.
Thank
Up
you.
next, the players' interviews back here at the winner's circle again. Sterling wins the D2 championship in overtime.
PBS is the place you should go first. There are no advertisers to be satisfied, only an audience to be satisfied.
We take our responsibility as journalists very seriously.
At the News Hour, we are after the facts and only the facts.
Each year, we all wish for that great-looking garden or the best-tasting tomato. Hi, I'm Kim Todd, host of Backyard Farmer. Join me and a panel of UNL Extension experts each week as we answer your lawn and garden questions. You'll find out how to get rid of it, keep it, grow it, do it better than ever with help from Backyard Farmer. Plus, Backyard Farmer Extra answers all of your email and your letters.
Coming in April to NET1.
Hi, I'm Bridget Robbins with the NET Foundations. Your annual NET membership touches lives all across this great state. Your gift makes it possible to provide and produce programs that educate, enrich, and inspire over 1 million viewers every week. NET is your partner in living an inspired life. Thank you for watching and supporting NET.
Jesse Salberg, a happy champion, member of the D2 title team from Sterling. Just talk about this championship and what a game you guys played.
Oh, we've just been working all year. Came down, last second shot, Zach nailed it. Pretty amazing.
Did you expect Zach to nail a long shot for the win?
No, but I made it look like I did.
Good, Jesse. Thank you. Congratulations. Brandon Evine comes in next, finished with 3 points. Brandon, you guys really had an interesting game, up by 6 there in overtime. They go on those flurry of points. How did you guys withstand that and settle down for that final shot?
Well, the moment they got up, Coach had told us, well, we're still in it. We're still in it. Just calm down. He drew up an inbound play that we've ran before, and Zach made a great read, like Coach said earlier, and he stepped up and he hit it.
Brandon, hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Jacob Sadif will join me now. Jacob, great effort defensively today. Just talk about the ability you guys were able to just kind of shut down Brett and Austin Kotzer, especially in that first half.
Yeah, he was a big concern. We knew if we stopped him, we would have a good chance to keep the scoring down like we did. We didn't want to get in the 70s or 80s, otherwise we didn't like our chances too much.
Low-scoring game, and you guys get it done. Thank you. Congratulations. Jacob Witherly comes up next, 12 points, some big free throws down the stretch, some big threes in the second half. You guys got off the schneid there with those threes in the second half. How big of a spark was that for you guys?
I think it was a pretty good spark.
Just talk me through those shots, and what was the moment like when you got a few of those buckets to fall?
Just make sure I headed the ball up in good form, I guess. I mean, I didn't shoot good in the first half, so.
And lastly, what does the state championship mean for you?
It means everything.
Good, thank you, Jacob. Congratulations. Kyle Lomack comes up next. Kyle off the bench, another good performance for you. This state tournament run comes down to overtime and a big shot by Zach. Talk us through it.
Wow, it's the craziest thing ever. I mean, had to run that last second out of bounds play, and Zach stepped up and hit a huge shot for us, and that's all I can ask.
Awesome, thank you, congratulations. And last but certainly not least, Zach Lemke. Zach, Coach was joking that you can be the mayor of Sterling for the rest of your life if you'd like. The shot, what'd you see? How'd it play out in your eyes?
I mean, there was an opening in the defense there. Wasn't originally drew up to do that, but I seen it. Jake stayed off, hit me, and it hit the shot.
Did you think you were going to make it?
It felt good coming off, and I mean, goes in and goes in.
And the moment you shared with Coach Moats there at the very end when he runs out on the floor and hugs you, what was that like for you?
I mean, he just told me, great game, way to play your butt off, and way to get it done.
Zach Lemke, that shot's going to be hard to top here on Championship Saturday, as again, the Class D2 champions in overtime, Sterling, 49-48.